Are you and Jennifer Hudson telling the truth? Speaking about Chicago, I must state that she is a Chicagoan and a remarkable person. She has always been an inspiration to me. She is among the most stunning individuals I have ever laid eyes on. Amazing heart. And dude, she's simply awesome. She was warned by everyone, right? Take caution. He is never content. The timeline now claims that the story changed suddenly. A ring that never quite materializes, side looks at the court, and covert arguments. Here's the twist, though. The picture quickly changes when you cut away the background noise and examine what they actually stated. Without prolonging this, let's examine the rumors, the invoices, and the actual chronology. Common didn't conceal his past. He stated unequivocally that he used to follow the glow, the chase, the adrenaline, and the early fireworks. He learned in therapy that he would hesitate when the real job began after the shine had worn off. He went so far as to call it a loop. The moment routine appears, draw back after falling hard and floating through the honeymoon. You don't have to include everyone in your story. Let them explain. Yes, that was a wonderful relationship, but he didn't like it. The fact that her ex-boyfriend has moved on doesn't worry Tiffany Haddish. The former girls' trip participant speaks out about Common's recent romance with Jennifer Hudson. It was important to own that pattern since it focused attention on oneself. It was more about whether he could sit consistently, talk, and show up when it wasn't all adrenaline than it was about finding the proper person. It's not a rumor. That's what he said. It explains why supporters think a fade is imminent and side-eye every smile. But it also explains the change in tone of his recent interviews. If you allow it, growth alters the narrative. They didn't DM or meet on a yacht. They were drawn into the same orbit by work. Easy chemistry, Chicago origins, studio sessions, table reads, and professional overlaps that became inside jokes. I'm not sure. Seeing two Chicagoans together would be awesome, but I'm not sure about that. Why? It could be fantastic after all. It might be. In this regard, you are correct. Furthermore, you are unable to verify whether or not we are dating because people are spreading tales. It's possible that rumors reveal a lot. They were on the same call sheets in 24 for the movie Breathe, and their collaboration continued to flourish off-set. Promotional pauses, musical interludes, and interviews where the grins appeared more genuine than co-star. In 2024, the winking phase ended on January 22nd. He put the bar at EOT level and referred to the relationship as his happy place while standing on her stage with a bouquet and a composed expression. Alluding to Jennifer, the launch was not soft. It was daytime. Just two people stating it aloud without any confusing captions or PR jargon. But the clock starts the moment love goes public. Will it result in a flurry of rumors or a ring? Let's go on to the next one. Common affirms that he is dating Jennifer Hudson. Actor and rapper Kamon has also confirmed his relationship with talk show host and singer Jennifer, following months of rumors. During his guest visit on Jennifer Houston's Self-Tit to Talk show, he kind of made this known. After the relationship was made public, the topic of discussion changed from whether or not they were together to when the proposal was made. And he himself added fuel to that flames. He didn't tiptoe in interviews. He declared that he would wed Jennifer Kate Hudson if he were to get married. That one sentence turned into a headline generator. Fans searched for a bracelet on her left hand in freeze frames. Every date night, every look on the red carpet, and every weekend trip that may develop into an engagement were all documented by blogs. Here's a reality check, though. Energy and optimism are present, followed by confirmation. They haven't made any announcements as of yet. Are you the sort to get married? Could this be the one, in your opinion? Both of us are heading there. That's something I admire about you. That's nice. In the environment, you are different. As if I've changed as a person. Listen, I feel like I've matured, and the self-improvement I've done has helped me realize that I'm the kind of person who gets married. Buzz is loud, and so am I. Private decisions are made. Why, therefore, did individuals begin to read the slightest details as if the sky were falling if there was no ring? At the All-Star game, a glance, a seat swap, a brief conversation. Micro moments were transformed into, is it over threads? By online investigators. One lost photo opportunity turned into, they're avoiding each other. A peaceful week devolved into reflections on distance. Body language was interpreted as though it were a contract. Fewer captions, faster exits, crossed arms, and an immediate plot. New interviews then surfaced just as the rumor snowball accelerated. Is it okay if I bring in the gift? I receive a present. Okay. Man, you are aware of my fondness for gifts. Yes, I am aware that you adore presents. Can we open it right now? Indeed, hurry up. All right. You all have a few minutes to wait. I'll open my presents now. She is eager. What do you provide me? Hey, Jennifer likes receiving presents. Her love language is different. What does she enjoy? He was described as such a light by Jennifer. He claimed they are equally yoked and cited their relationship as one of life's greatest blessings. Those are new quotes, not old ones. The two people beneath the sky didn't receive the memo if it fell. In a nutshell, the difference between what fans read and what they say is the entire internet. However, the more history is brought in, the louder the supposition becomes, and that's when the story really takes off. You can view a list of his Hall of Fame members by scrolling through his timeline: Angela, Tiffany, Taraji, Serena, and Erica. That list creates a shortcut for certain visitors. He never settles, you see. Okay, everyone. Despite the fact that Common has never been married, it appears that he may now be prepared to jump the broom. Jennifer Hudson, his girlfriend, challenged him about some of his recent remarks regarding her and marriage when he appeared on her show. They've probably already eloped. He already owned that old loop, so a highlight reel isn't a personality test. You recall that I called it with Nelly and Ashanti who got married. Whether you make a different decision is the point of growth. On her side now, skeptics look to the headlines from yesterday. A protracted engagement that concluded custody issues years ago, and a protective order chapter that she later revoked in 2017. They were dirty, visible, and, most importantly, completed. Old noise is recycled into fresh evidence, which is the issue. Past turbulence does not necessarily portend the next storm, and real people are not their press clippings, even if it doesn't prove anything about today. Even if I'm not very good at crime, I'll say it nonetheless, since I always like to leave you on a positive note. Nicole put it best. My mother's life story is not the trauma of her passing. The rumor economy, where a whisper always triumphs over the facts, is the ideal setting for what follows. At this point, the plot becomes noisy and ceases to be sequential. On TikTok, a fuzzy photo becomes into a sighting, clips are patched, and a caption with no context turns into evidence. Wandering eyes, according to rumors. Secret fallout, according to other posts. Some even start making educated judgments about who is interested in whom, or who desires commitment without any reliable sources to support them. This is what reports say. That's what fans say. However, there are no declarations, filings, on-record confirmation, or reliable reporting that dispels the haze. A quiet month is equated with a scandal, or a gap between appearances is equated with a breakup. Actually, that's how well-known people manage their busy schedules. Anything remains unchanged until it is confirmed. Conjecture. Fun? Yes. Proof? Not quite yet. Let's put aside the jargon and examine the current receipts that are in existence. When the noise is removed, the receipts are rather simple. They have collaborated, supported one another's victories, and, above all, continued to speak warmly and respectfully about one another in recent interviews. That is not outdated praise from a long time ago. It's up to date. In 2024, they dropped creative work side by side, maintained the professional lane, and allowed their personal lane to remain open. Big decisions don't require a countdown clock. Therefore, neither of them has made an official engagement announcement despite continuous ring-atch noise, messy declarations, unfollows, or legal pyrotechnics. What is documented is straightforward. He is referred to as a light in her life. He claims they are in alignment and refers to their relationship as a blessing. You can measure that temperature. It's similar, like Uncle Al asking you all the questions at a family gathering. That's what actually occurs. Greetings from the family. As you can see, she's changed from being an actress and singer to doing a lot of other things, and now her talk show is really great. She is a role model. Everything else is weather talk, which leads us to the only question that matters, and for that, I am thankful. Who gets to write the timeline, the story, or the two characters who are living it? The internet adores a good conclusion, proposal, or split. Rebel or roses? It's not that binary in real life. A non-viral pace is permitted for two people with families, jobs, and a sense of Chicago pride. Drama is rewarded by algorithms. Boring things are the lifeblood of relationships. Time, privacy, and communication. Because of this mismatch, stable seasons are overlooked and small events are overread. Perhaps the lesson here is not whether she will say yes or whether he will settle, but rather whether they can continue to choose each other when no one is looking. We'll hear the wedding bells if they sound. We'll be informed if the plot changes. The only sincere stance till then is respect for the portions we have no right to view and curiosity without assurance. Now take a final zoom out. What does this imply about the stories we write before the people in them do, and the way we witness love in public? Sometimes the loudest voice isn't the most accurate. As of right now, the receipts indicate that two persons continue to compliment one another, collaborate, and allow the rumors circulate without interfering. Perhaps it is the true twist. Putting the relationship ahead of the story. What are your thoughts? Do the characters in love stories still have the last say, or does the internet write them?